cold, haunting silence hangs over Beijing as midnight settles on the ancient walls of the Forbidden City. Beneath the dim glow of lanterns, the solitary figure studies documents that could alter the course of nations. His face is calm, almost unreadable, but behind those measured eyes lies a past forged in struggle, humiliation, and unimaginable endurance. This man is Xi Jinping, a leader whose rise from political exile to absolute power remains one of the most mysterious transformations of the modern era. Tonight, we uncover the story that few dare to tell, a story hidden behind the iron doors of the Communist Party, a story carved out of hardship, secrecy, and calculated moves that reshaped the global balance of power. How did a young boy, forced into the mud of rural China, become the architect of the nation's new direction? What shaped his mind? His ambition? His hunger for control? This is not just the tale of a leader. This is the tale of a survivor, silent, patient, and relentless. Stay with us, because the deeper we go, the more the shadows around Xi Jinping reveal a power unlike anything the world expected. The year is 1969. China is drowning in the chaos of the Cultural Revolution, and the mighty have fallen. Among them is Xi Jinping, a respected revolutionary leader. His downfall drags his family into the darkness, and his young son, Xi Jinping, becomes a target of suspicion. At just 15 years old, Xi is forced out of Beijing and into the harsh mountains of Shaanxi. The city lights disappear behind him, replaced by dust, hunger, and the cold sting of rejection. In the village of Liangjiahe, Xi sleeps in a cave carved into the hillside. Each morning, he works the unforgiving land, digging trenches, carrying stones, hauling buckets of water across barren fields. Yet the hardship shapes him. The villagers see a boy who refuses to break, who listens more than he speaks, who observes everything quietly. Those silent years become his real education. He learns resilience, patience, and the subtle nature of human power, lessons no classroom could teach. The bitter winds of Shaanxi carve something unshakable into him. And though no one imagines it then, the mud-covered teenager working under the sun is slowly preparing himself for a destiny no one could predict. Years later, Beijing stands transformed, rebuilt, ambitious, full of energy. Xi Jinping returns with a single goal: to rise above the shadows of his past. But the stigma of his father's downfall lingers, and joining the Communist Party becomes an almost impossible task. He applies once, rejected. Twice, rejected. 7 times, still rejected. But Xi refuses to surrender. His persistence becomes his strength. Finally accepted, he begins his journey from the bottom, taking posts in forgotten towns, neglected villages, and troubled provinces. While others chase prestige in Beijing, Xi chooses the dusty roads, the flood-prone lands, the collapsing infrastructures. Everywhere he goes, he becomes known for one thing: solving problems quietly, efficiently, without theatrics. Slowly, his reputation spreads. He stabilizes economies, restores order, and gains trust where others fail. He becomes the man officials rely on, the man villagers praise, and the man Beijing starts to watch closely. Through discipline and silence, Xi builds an invisible ladder of influence. Every challenge he overcomes becomes another stone laid in the path, leading him back to the heart of Chinese power. And soon, that path will take him farther than anyone imagined. By the 1990s, Xi Jinping's rise appears steady, even predictable. But there's something different about it, something shaped by the caves of Shaanxi. While many second-generation leaders enjoy privilege, Xi remains distant from luxury. He prefers meeting farmers, factory workers, soldiers, and fishermen, listening to their struggles with an unusual calmness. Behind his modest smile lies a razor-sharp memory. He has seen the cruelty of politics, felt the weight of exile, and learned that survival requires both silence and steel. This dual nature makes him difficult to read, secure yet cautious, humble yet ambitious. In provincial positions, he avoids corruption, avoids scandals, and avoids unnecessary enemies. Instead, he builds alliances slowly, almost invisible. People begin to whisper that Xi is a princeling, unlike the others, a man shaped not by privilege, but by pain. Every meeting, every handshake, every decision becomes calculated. Xi studies patterns, loyalties, weaknesses. He protects his image with precision, and while others chase attention, Xi walks quietly in the background until his presence becomes impossible to ignore. This calm, deliberate rise is not an accident. It is a strategy crafted from years of struggle, a strategy preparing him for the moment China needs a new direction. The year is 2012. China stands at the edge of major political change. The economy is booming, but corruption runs deep. Factional battles erupt behind the scenes. Scandals spread across newsrooms. Whispers fill Beijing's corridors of power. Amid this storm, Xi Jinping emerges as a quiet but unshakable choice. Many expect a moderate leader with a gentle hand, but they misjudge him. Xi steps into leadership with a calm expression, but his plans are anything but ordinary. Instantly, he launches the most sweeping anti-corruption campaign in modern Chinese history. High-ranking officials, military generals, and powerful businessmen fall one after another. Supporters praise him for cleansing the system. Critics fear the true purpose: consolidation of absolute authority. The world watches with a mix of confusion and fascination. Who is Xi Jinping, really? A reformer cleansing corruption? A strategist tightening his grip? A nationalist reshaping China's destiny? Under Xi, China becomes more centralized, more disciplined, more assertive on the world stage. The transformation is fast, calculated, and unstoppable. And with each passing year, one thing becomes clear: Xi didn't just inherit China's throne. He intends to redefine it. Late nights become a familiar scene in Zhongnanhai, the restricted compound where China's top leaders reside. Inside a dimly lit office, Xi Jinping studies reports on economics, technology, security, and geopolitical tension. His decisions send ripples across oceans. Presidents, CEOs, and generals adjust their strategies based on his next move. Under his rule, China expands globally, building ports, highways, railroads, and digital networks in dozens of countries. At home, technology advances at unparalleled speed. Surveillance grows, industries rise, and nationalism strengthens. Yet Xi himself remains a mystery. His speeches are calculated, his expressions measured, his intentions difficult to decode. Supporters see a visionary shaping China's new era. Critics see a leader tightening control in ways unseen for decades. Yet Xi himself remains a mystery. His speeches are calculated, his expressions measured, his intentions difficult to decode. Supporters see a visionary shaping China's new era. Critics see a leader tightening control in ways unseen for decades. But Xi rarely responds to the outside world. Instead, he remains focused on what he believes is China's destiny. A future where the nation stands powerful, respected, and unchallenged. Behind the curtain, the true Xi Jinping remains unseen. What he reveals is only what he wants the world to see. His story continues to unfold in silence, strategy, and secrets known only to those within the highest walls of Chinese power. Xi Jinping's journey from exile in the mountains to the pinnacle of global influence is a story of resilience, calculation, and quiet determination. He rose not through noise, but through patience, not through privilege, but through survival. And today, his decisions shape the future of nations, economies, and global alliances. But one question remains, echoing across the world. What does Xi Jinping truly seek? Power, stability, legacy, or something deeper? As China's influence continues to expand, the world watches closely, because the next move of this silent strategist could reshape history in ways we are only beginning to understand.